I'm here outside Melville City Council where we've been invited to take part in the Graffiti versus Urban Art workshops by the Public Transport Authority and Millenium Kids. $2.4 million a year is spent on cleaning up graffiti from our walls, fences and trains, and students from Gosnells to Mandurah have all been invited to share their views on how to eradicate such a problem.
Yeah. We're trying to channel like our artistic skills into more visual kind of art than
Without
tagging.
getting in trouble.
Graffiti, in terms of dollars, is probably our single biggest issue in the railway system. $2.4 million a year goes in vandalism and graffiti. And so we think, rather than us having all the solutions, we again go back to the kids, and certainly a number of schools now involved, in talking about why, and more particularly talking about ideas to in fact find solutions to the problem.
Throughout the day, students were given a variety of activities to take part in, including listening to how graffiti had affected people's lives and how graffiti originally came about. After voicing some interesting opinions, students were then split into groups and could take the opportunity to create radio ads, graffiti on take-home pizza boxes, and even used our equipment to film themselves voicing their opinions on the issue.
I classify graffiti as something that is destructive and that is no use, and it really is just not art at all, it's scribble.
Yeah, pretty much the same.
In buses and trains where it's sort of scratched into the windows in the back of seats, I think that looks really scabby and pretty rank, so that'd be annoyance. But otherwise it can be a form of art and it's the way people express themselves.
A group of taggers come into our school once and just demolished the entire school, so that sucked.
Did you agree with the graffiti or?
No, it was just the group name, pretty much. Yeah.
Are the penalties enough to stop the youth from graffiti?
Obviously not, but because they still do it, they haven't got any incentives to stop because they like the adrenaline rush. But I think they can find something like by putting walls there that are acceptable for them to graffiti and urban art all over them, and they won't get in trouble. I think that will keep them off the other stuff that they've been graffitiing on.
We had over 85 young people from Mandurah through to Gosnells, Thornley, and they all had input, they all had ideas about graffiti. Some were really positive, some were graffiti vandals. We had such an eclectic group. The great thing about it was the kids were really honest with what they had to say, and they had some really innovative ideas on how we could look at space for young people to take part in, productive programs rather than graffiti vandalism.
So we will be looking very closely in the public transport system in areas we think are high-risk areas for graffiti and working with the kids in public art.
Today, the PTA and Millenium Kids hailed the workshops a huge success. Now it's time to collect the ideas and respond to them. It's a step in the right direction, working with our future generations on such a major issue.